Once upon a time in Accra, there lived a woman called Anita. Anita was a hairstylist and a makeup artist. She worked at Medina, where she had her shop. One day on her way to work, Anita met Mr. Osei, a very rich man who lives at East Legon Hills. Mr. Osei is a politician who owns many businesses. Anita and Mr. Osei started dating, and 3 months after they met, they got married. They lived in a very luxurious house with many cars and household stuff in East Legon Hills. One day, Anita's husband tells her they are traveling to Tokorodi for a treat. They went with 6 other couples, making 7 vehicles on the road. Somewhere mid-journey, the team stopped to catch a break. They went to chill, have a drink, relax a little bit, and then continue the journey. Few hours to their destination, Anita's husband asked her to move out of his car and join Kofi's car. Confused, Anita asked, and Mr. Osei explained that it's just for them to know themselves. When they arrived at the hotel, they played music in their cars, danced, had fun, and then went to their rooms. During dinner, Anita's husband tells her to go with his friend to his room and that he would go with Kofi's wife. Once again confused, Anita asked for an explanation, which left her with no choice but to comply. Anita moved to Kofi's room, where she was unknowingly drugged. She fell asleep and woke up in the morning, realizing something had happened. Anita called her husband to report what Kofi had done, but he dismissed it as normal. Kofi's wife came and spoke to Anita, trying to explain to her that they are all in on it, so she shouldn't be scared. 3 months later, they went on the same trip again. As usual, when they got halfway, Anita's husband asked her to move out of the car and join the next car, while the other person's wife moved to his car. Lo and behold, Anita got to the car only to meet her ex, Francis, whom she had broken up with 4 years ago before she met Mr. Osei. No one else knew that Francis was Anita's ex. Anita and Francis got talking. They spoke about a lot of things, including how he came about his riches. It dawned on Anita that her husband was a ritualist because Francis had been initiated into the cult, which is why he became rich. They arrived at their hotel after a few hours, and the same thing happened. They exchanged wives, with Francis taking Anita to his room and Mr. Osei taking Francis's wife. According to their ritual cult, the rule is that no one takes anyone's contact. They sleep with each other's wives and live without exchanging numbers. But since Anita and Francis already knew themselves, they exchanged contacts. When they got back to Accra, Francis started texting Anita. They spoke for hours, rekindling their love and meeting secretly whenever Mr. Osei was away. Whenever Anita's husband went off to work, she would leave her salon and meet Francis at a hotel. They had fun, including hot drinks, swimming, and bedroom fun. This happened on several occasions until one day. After their fun, they stepped out of their hotel room and saw Mr. Osei standing by Anita's car, staring and smiling. Anita shouted, "Jesus!" and Francis fell unconscious. Anita rushed him to the hospital. The doctors confirmed Francis had a stroke. Anita was shocked, confused, and scared. Back home, Mr. Osei acted as if nothing had happened. Anita was confused and scared, unable to tell her mother the truth. Depression started for Anita. She called her mom and expressed her desire to leave the marriage, but couldn't explain why. Her mother quickly rushed to the house to ask Mr. Osei what was going on, but he refused to speak. After much deliberation, Anita's family agreed for her to move back home. One dark morning, Anita came back to the house with her mom to pick up her belongings. Mr. Osei stood at the gate waiting for them to leave. Upon packing their things and loading them into the vehicle, Anita suddenly felt something enter her eye, a darkness shadowing her vision. She screamed for help, "Jesus! Somebody help!" Neighbors started rushing to the house. Anita had gone blind, and while everything else was happening, Mr. Osei stood by the gate with his arms folded, smiling like he had won a lottery. This story tells us that all that glitters is not gold.